Shalom, Mishpachah. We are going to try to see if we can find Rosh Chodesh in Scripture. Should we celebrate Rosh Chodesh? Okay. Moshe is instructed to sanctify the new moon in Exodus chapter 12, 1 through 2. Okay. We know that Egypt honored a solar calendar which worshiped the god Ra. So, as we are living in the land of our captivity, we realize that we are under the same type of calendar. Okay? So, before the Most High could bring them out of the land of their captivity at that time, He had to change the way they viewed time. He had to set the kingdom calendar. So it is very important for us to understand that although we are living in the land of our captivity, we have to view time differently, so to speak. So we have like dual citizenship. Um, we have to walk in our kingdom calendar while also obeying the laws of our land, right? So we can't just be on the kingdom calendar while we're living in the land of our captivity. We have to understand both. But our calendar trumps, the land of our captivity calendar every time. Okay, so the new moon or the new month, it marks the seasons. You can find that in Psalm 104, verse 19, and Genesis 1 and 14. The 12 months in a year signifies repeated cycles of change. 12 months equals 12 fruits. You find that in Revelations 22, 1 through 2. The tree of life leaves equals healing to the nations. So we can kind of see that Rosh Chodesh has a significant meaning. We're not just honoring our new month, but it also has some great insight and prophetic insight and healing into the month. The 12 tribes carry life, which is Torah. Torah brings healing to the nations. So we keep seeing this number 12. The number 12 has great significance, and we're going to get to that in a minute. But let's talk about the moon. The moon shows us a prescribed path. Okay, Jericho meaning his moon. So Joshua ran around the walls of Jericho 7 times in a prescribed path. We find that in Joshua 6, verses 1 through 15. The sun also goes in a prescribed path, and Joshua commands the sun to stand still. Joshua 10, 1 through 15. So the moon has repeated cycles of change and renewal, both physical and spiritual. And so we should be looking into our new months for the physical changes and our spiritual changes. Okay, our month is ordained to go in a prescribed path as we follow the plans that He has for us through Torah. We are to declare at the beginning of our new months and be renewed for the journey ahead. Seasons are very important to us, okay? They are divided up into time frames, which gives insight to Yahuwah and what He wants us to be doing in each season. We don't have to look to the Gregorian calendar to understand what should be going on. We have our own calendar. So the word season is spelled two different ways, a aleph tav or a aleph dalet. Okay, let's look at the Hebrew letters. Aleph, the strong one, which is Yah, and Tav, the sign or the mark of the covenant. We have Aleph Dalet, the strong one, and the door. The Dalet represents the door. So when we put these Hebrew thoughts together, we have Yahuwah giving insight into the door of the covenant. Now, when we read 2 Kings chapter 4, we see the story of a Shumanite woman in which Elijah was called to heal her son. So when you read the story, she is going to the prophet Elijah And she understands that he can heal. And usually they will go to the prophet during the new moon. So you see her saying that, wherefore will you go to him today? Is it neither a new moon or a Sabbath? And she said, it shall be well. So she was going to the prophet whether it was a new moon or not. So we need to really pay attention to that. If we would pay attention to these things, my son gave me a prophetic word that my months, I wouldn't have to struggle with certain things if I would stay on task and understand the prophetic significance within each month. We will always be ahead of the enemy if we understood our kingdom calendar. Let's take a look at other prophetic words that was spoken during our new moon. Hosea 5 and 7. They have dealt treacherously against Yahuwah, but they have begotten strange children. Now shall a month devour them with their portions. So we can see that there was a prophetic declaration given during the new month, and it was not a good one. Okay, so the month shall devour their portions. So this tells us that prophetic declarations were given during our new month. Ezekiel 46 and 1. Thus says Yahuwah, the gate of the inner court that looketh toward the east shall be shut the 6 working days, but on the Sabbath it shall be opened, and in the day of the new moon it shall be open. So the gates to the inner court were open only on the Shabbat and the new month festival. Okay, so we see that it's very important that when the heavens are open, when the gates to the inner court, symbolizing that Yah is nearer to us at this time. Okay, not that you cannot pray at any other time and he won't hear you, but it is that he has set these appointed times to meet with us. So the new month or the new moon is an appointed time that the Most High is present. He's waiting for you. You have his full attention and your prayers are answered quickly. I mean, I can attest to this. I can testify to this, that when I pray into the Shabbat and when I pray into the new month and my life is lined up and I'm walking in Torah and I'm walking out his purpose, that anything that I ask according to his will, when I pray into these gates that are open during these appointed times, that Yah answers me speedily. Let's talk about the significance of the number 12. The number 12 is mentioned 187 times in the Bible, 22 times alone in the book of Revelations. Okay, 12 symbolizes Elohim's authority, power, and governmental completeness of the nation of Israel. So when we look at Yah establishing Yaakov, he had 12 sons, and Ishmael had 12 princes. Okay, we can see the number 12 in the 12 months during the year, establishing perfect governmental completeness. All right, the 12 tribes, they carry the life of Torah. Torah is the complete governmental authority of Yahuwah. Yahushua had 12 Talmudim, whom he told they had power and authority to operate in the earth. There are 12 gates in Jerusalem. Okay, we also have 12 patriarchs, starting with Shem all the way to Yaakov. So we can see that the number 12 is very important in our lives, and as we walk out this kingdom calendar, we will see that this month is the 12th month. So when you study, you look at things that are related to the number 12, you look at Torah, and you line yourself up and you ask Yah, what is he trying to tell you within this month? Because every month is significant. There's even significance in certain organs that is attached to your month. Okay, and Minister Adewale with Prophetic Whirlwind, I do Rosh Chodesh with them for the last year, and he gives prophetic insight, and she also has a doctor that is in Torah that comes and give prophetic insight and teaches how the organs are attached to the months and how you have to take care of your bodies and to pay attention to certain organs. It is wonderful. So, Torah is not just about trying to keep this command or that command. It is about a relationship with Yah and His kingdom calendar, His Torah, His prophecies. Everything is to draw you closer to Him. Sometimes I think we're very mechanical in our walk. We lose love, we lose patience, we lose all of the fruits of the Spirit because we're trying so hard to keep commandments. And yes, we are to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, but you have to understand how you are to keep them. Again, you will always hear me say, we are in the land of our captivities. There is no way that we can keep Torah perfectly. No one can, but we definitely can't even keep the laws here in the land of our captivity. So we have to have a relationship with Yahuwah. We have to sit at the feet of Yahusha and learn how to walk out Torah. Yahusha is our Mashiach. He is the Torah. He is the door, the way, the truth, and the life. And so we need to study his life. We need to see how he walked. Even though he walked in perfection, we need to just take his life and use it as a blueprint to walk in the territory that Yah has given us right now. Until we get in our promised land again, we are going to have this relationship with Yah. He always wanted his people to have a relationship with him. He never wanted us to be mechanical, looking and talking and acting like robots. He wanted pure relationship and love relationship. Okay, so let's line ourselves up. Let's get ready for the next new month. Until then, I hope that you found this enlightening. I hope that you learned something new today. Okay, and until the next video, shalom everyone.